Hello and good time zone, everybody. Welcome on in to the 5th round of the Simufur BMW M2 Sunday Series, joined here by yours truly, Denak, and my co-commentator Wolfin Foxtail, as we're going to be going for a very dark, very Spooktober-oriented race here, as we're going into a very spooky night Silverstone track here with, as we see, we's already going off the track here, and we're going to be having a couple of our drivers getting ready for their first laps run here on this very long and windy Silverstone track.
Yeah, super excited. It is rather dark, I will say that. But 'tis the season, I guess. And I believe this is also time accurate because I believe it's pretty late for people here and there in the UK. So, very excited. It's going to be a very close race. I'd imagine, unless, you know, we have what happened last week happen again here. I don't imagine it would. Knocks on wood. But anyway, speaking of, it's definitely going to be exciting.
Yes, it's going to be very exciting indeed. And while this is going to be a very dark track, in game we are set this to be, I do believe it's going to be like a 2 in the morning in game time here. But certainly it's going to be a very cold track. Very hard track for our drivers to get their tires into the right temperature here, and certainly be running some unique challenges, especially with the visibility. As you can see here, it's a very dark track, so being able to see where the car is going to see, being able to see your braking points, your turning points, and even your other competitors as they go around the track here, that's going to be something our drivers will have to keep in mind here as we are waiting for the qualifying session to start here with another 5 minutes to go here. And I also want to do a quick recap on what our point situation is looking like here before we get ready on our qualifying slate. If we pull up on our points list, you can see at the top of our list we still have our Resident Furry Plasma Raider in a very commanding lead so far here. But after the previous race concluded in Snetterton, there was quite a bit of mix-up happening in the middle pack here. We can see, for instance, Lunatic able to jump a whole 5 position up into the top 10s here. We also see we still holding on to a very commanding top 10 in the overall category here. And going out the grid here, we also see some very good runs from our other Silver and AM drivers here. Of course, Caesars and F-Spirit able to get quite a fair ways up here on these overall categories here, and able to get some good stuff here. But what's going to be even more interesting is if we move on over to our Silver and AM categories here, because things are still in a very tight fight here. We can see Dipping Sauce holding on a pretty good lead here so far in a 68 points here, but Newt and Vossi are not too far off from them either. We can see them, there's only a couple points separating them. It's going to be even more interesting after this round here because there's going to be even tighter of a spread here. And if we move on over to our AM class here, it's going to be a very similar situation here as well, with Weeze pretty solidly here so far, but Cohen is not too far behind. And if we keep in mind our drop rounds, that's going to make things even more tight, more of a tight spread here between all of our competitors. And it's going to be making for very interesting final rounds in our championship.
Yeah, we only have about 2 races left until the end of this season, and I'll say it, I've said it numerous times, anything can happen. And as we look now, we have our safety practice going on with our resident safety car. I believe today it is Spitzer. Yes, it is Spitzer, or Page. I'm sorry, it is Page today. And you can see we're going into Maggots and no, I'm sorry, this is Village we're on right now. And as they go around getting ready for to finish their little practice, I am honest. We've already gone over the closeness of Silver and AM, and I'm just gonna have to. I'm going to have to bring up the almost utter domination of Plasma on this one. As we learned yesterday, in a similar light, Max Verstappen has won the overall F1 championship, and I am anticipating that if Plasma continues to do what he does here today, I think this will wrap it up for him. If he wins here tonight, if my math is correct.
Yes, I have been looking at the point standing myself here, like even with drop rounds being counted for, Plasma's currently holding on a very solid 11-point lead to the current P2 driver of Grim Lilith here. But anything can still happen. If Plasma has like a slip up in form here, perhaps an accident, because this is going to be a very demanding track for our M2 cars here, especially for those ones who opt to have no traction control on their cars, especially in the Maggots and Beckett's corner complex here. It could be a very high risk for cars to lose control spin out here, especially going up into Village as well, or perhaps even into the Cop corner. I've seen lots of cars here just losing control and spinning out too much. As we see now, our safety car practice is over, and now Randomly is going to be taking the grid head. As we see a bit of fighting happening between our competitors here in the practice session here, so we definitely have some very eager drivers. I see a bit of a spin coming up from MNU and already hitting the wall here. We don't even have to start the race before we're already seeing some exciting action on this track here.
Yeah, and I think that's actually, is that Plasma in front of him? I believe that was. I wasn't able to get a number in time, but I believe that was Plasma in front. As we follow it again, we're heading out onto the main street, heading toward Maggots and Beckett's. As we are following them, and they get, oh yeah, they got a little tap from Plasma. Right in the backside. That is unfortunate. But thankfully, this is not the race. This is only practice. So Plasma doing the right thing and pulling off to the side.
Yes, it's a good thing that this is only the practice session, so there's not going to be any major incidents happening in the overall race here. But hopefully, Plasma and all of our other competitors can keep it clean on the track here and avoid having any kind of incidents in the actual race here, as we are now seeing the end of our practice session here and getting ready for our qualifying. So definitely going to be a very interesting one. We are probably going to be expecting some good form from our resident qualifying pace setter, Randomly 666 here. He's been on a very good strong form. He didn't do quite as good last time in Snetterton, but from what I've been able to absorb his results here in the Silverstone track, we're going to be expecting him to definitely be at least in the top 3, challenging our expected pro drivers.
Yes, but unfortunately, even though he's qualified well, he has had a lot of rough time putting that into into the race itself. Either running into trouble or causing his own trouble. So I think if he can actually, lock it together, I think he'll do very well here today.
Absolutely, indeed. We're still waiting on the final set of cars here to go over the finish line, and then we can gonna be getting ready for our qualifying. And this is going to be a merged qualifying session. There are no splits between any of our competitors, so they're all going to be going around rolling out at the same time. As we see Randomly with a bit of a squirmy car there. He's especially going to be favoring a very squirmy and rear happy car here to get the maximum possible exit from these tricky corners here. So we might see him pushing really hard here, but whether or not he can keep that together going up into the race here, we will watch that with a very keen eyes here. Now we're waiting for a few more cars to go over the finish line here. We also have a couple new entries here. Something I also want to highlight here. We have a returning driver, Spirit, now joining us with car number 380 here, and that's obviously not going to be causing much confusion between Spirit and F-Spirit on the same grid.
What's probably is going to cause you a little bit more confusion is the car 777 of Crest in the very nice, very beautiful Arizona T livery. At least I'm going to call it an Arizona T livery. I'm a weird American. It looks like an Arizona T can in my opinion. But definitely very exciting. However, this is not S-Spirit. This is M2s and not GT4s. So thankfully, it is a vastly different livery. So hopefully it won't catch us too off guard. But bear with us if it does.
Yes. Now we're just waiting for our drivers to get ready on their qualifying session and go over on the first lap here. But while we wait for that, I'm just curious. Like, we have seen the expected 4 from Plasma and Randomly to get those pole positions here. But do you think there's going to be a possibility for the AM drivers to do a surprise here? Perhaps able to get a surprise top 10 run from there? I know Weiss has been doing some really good runs, so I could maybe perhaps see him in the top 10.
Yeah, I absolutely could. It very well could happen. Weiss has had a very consistent pace and has done very well. He had a really nice fight at Snetterton with Cohen last race, and I think if he's able to keep the thing on track and just keep a constant pace, I think he'll probably be fighting with, at the very least, the silvers. And if the stars align and something happens, we may very well see an AM in the top 10.
Yes, it's going to be very exciting stuff indeed, and I'm still not 100% sure if there's going to be any promotions that will be done based on the results of the M2 and the GT4 series here, but we will keep you all updated on that. As we're now watching my Delta here, I do believe that's going to be the car number 272 of Newt, who got up out on the front of the pack here and getting ready for their first lap. So let's hop on to their perspective here as they get ready for the first lap. There's still going to be a couple more corners to go here. Silverstone is a very long track. We're expecting times to be somewhere around 2 minutes 16 all the way up into a 2 minute 25 even, depending on the pace of the car here. But we're going to be watching them go around the final backstretch here towards Brooklands and Luffield here. Let's hop on board as we get ready for their first flying lap around here. Now we can see them swinging around here, going up into Luffield, getting that. It's important to get the good exit going up into this main straight here, into Woodcote, and cutting the corner deep here to get the best possible run here, going up on the main straight now. Holding it all the way to the left side of the track here, just maximize your entry speed with a really fast right-hander of Cops here, cutting it deep, holding on that, keeping the oversteering control, drifting wide, but keeping it within the track limits. Very well done here, and now swinging all the way right here towards the very tricky Mackett's and Beckett's corner complex here. Left, right, left again, and just shifting down, keeping the throttle balance, keeping the rear control here, and then another swing to the right here as they head towards the Chapel corner and towards the Hangar straight here, holding it nice and close here, and drifting towards wide here with a very bouncy midsection here, getting the suspension boinging around here. Heading up again, hanging on to the left side here, just trying to find that braking point somewhere in the darkness here. Hard brakes and just tucking it tight into the tricky brakes with a bit of oversteer coming up from it. It's going to be a compromised exit going up into Stowe and towards Vale here, but still holding it together here on a valid lap, but going down into the Vale and Club corner complex here, just down into second, a deep cut on this corner here and holding it down, just consistent angle going up all around the Club corner here towards what would normally be the Formula 1 layout's main straight here, but that's going to only be the back straight for the Hamilton straight here. Again, just getting up all the way to the left to mount this curve here, and just dab on the brakes here, back on full power here, just swing it all the way around here towards Abbey and towards Farm, getting ready for the power braking zone into Village and holding it nice and tight in third gear, avoiding that big sausage curve on the inside. That will certainly help some of your car, and then another hard braking zone towards the Loop and Aintree. A bit of oversteer again from the very wily M2 car here, but still holding it on nice and strong. Another deep cut going up towards the Wellington straight here, and just letting the power rip on this M2 Club car here now. For the final couple of corners into Brooklands, just hard brakes, the swing in left here, a bit too wide and under a lot of understeer. Got to be compromiser exit, but still keeping it together here, going up into Luffield and hugging it on the inside curb. Still keeping it nice and tight, and as they go for the final acceleration up into Woodcote, trying to cut that corner as deep as possible to minimize your exit speed, and that's going to be the first lap around Silverstone. And if I'm going to be checking my data, that's going to be a 2 minute 19.0.
Yeah, a fairly good time. Little bit of squirreliness coming from the car, but it turned out very well. He is also going to be the first time, as I say that, Weiss has now set his first time of 2:19s. The times are starting to come in, dipping with a 2:19 5:10, and Weiss with a 2:21 27. As we have more cars coming around, I believe the next one is going to be, I believe will be Cohen, 2:22 3:10, puts him in P2, as they are slowly but surely, the times are coming in, and as we have a new pole sitter, Saber, with a 2 minute 19.2, which is a very good time.
Yes.
Coming around here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yes. As I say that, we have Wushel, who just took that spot, 2:18 3:97. Like you said, we're slowly getting the times in as they come around and get their first time. Get their first runs in. Fairly good so far, as it's only the first run, so we aren't expecting amazing times or people really pushing down. They're gonna probably wait till a little bit later, but so far so good.
Yes, and this is also going to be a bit of a trickier qualifying session because we only have 10 minutes on this whole qualifying session here, and this for how long this track here, a whole 2-minute 20-second lap times here, which means we're only going to be getting perhaps 2 hot laps from all of our competitors here. So it's going to be vitally important for all of our drivers to just get the absolute maximum out of their cars on the very first runs here and not get invalid lap times. I've already been watching the deltas very closely here. There's already been some very impressive lap times from some of our competitors here, but they've not been able to keep it within the track limits here, which has caused them to get invalid lap times here. And now we're watching again. We now have randomly able to get a new pole position here for so far with a 217.9, getting into the 217 territories here. And it's probably not going to be quite into the 216s that we saw earlier in our practice sessions here, with how cold the track is, and it is currently still in fast configuration here. But we're going to be watching very closely to see if our other competitors, for instance, Wushul or Plasma, will be able to pip our resident poster from their pole position.
Yeah, and as you said, that Plasma just completed his lap, a 2:18.6. Was a little surprised. I thought he would be one of the first to actually post a lap, but it's now put him down in P4. Again, he's still got time, so a little bit of time, but it definitely needs to be a little bit of improvement. He'll need to gain at least through my math, like half a second to kind of get in the range of P1. And as I'm looking through, we've got another significant gain from Swingley. Oh, but that all went away. But there is another one. Blade Wolf with a half a second gain on their lap at the moment as they come through to as they come down onto the Hamilton Straight. And it looks like they're still on, as I just double checked my timing. Unfortunately, they lost all that time. They must have gotten loose or gone a little wide somewhere, but that's unfortunately, that is very unfortunate. It looked like they were on like an amazing lap.
Yes, it does seem like they were having some issues with traffic ahead that caused their lap time to be invalidated. So hopefully they'll be able to get that lap going up here. But we do see Plasma currently on another improvement here, currently up by 4/10. That's not going to be quite enough to beat Randomy's time at the pole position here. But he still has a couple corners to go with Brooklands and Luffield and Woodcote here. So let's see if he can gain that time back and just be up into the front of the grid here, ready to challenge our pole runner here. But let's have a look here. Holding it on very nice and tidy here into Luffield, just balancing those brakes and the throttle here, but looking like a fairly decent improvement here. Another 10th or so, really wide going up onto the exit of Luffield here, but still keeping it together as we go around into Woodcote and onto the main straight, which is not the Hamilton Straight. The Hamilton Straight is the F1 straight here. This straight, as far as I know, has no name so far. But we do see Plasma able to get up into a 2:18.3, still 3/10 adrift from Randomy's time here. But we do see there's definitely some pace from our pro and other silver runners here to challenge Randomy at the top.
Yeah, and it looks like Plasma either is making adjustments or something. I don't know if this is a wise choice because he's only got 5 minutes to set. As he rushed himself a little bit, got himself caught in the pit box as we follow along with Saber heading on. He's got almost a 4/10 of a gain as he is on a fairly decent lap. He is heading down toward that back straight as he sets his time at a it's fairly... Oh, wait. Actually, as I look again, it looks like he lost a little bit of time, but who knows? We'll hopefully gain it back again.
Yes, we also saw a bit of an incident coming in. I do believe that was going to be the Carve 1V here, but let's go look on another orbit. I saw them going on a fairly wide swing here, but I do believe it was a tiny bit of a cut going up into the Woodcote corner here that caused their lap time to be invalid here, which caused them to not get the improvement that they want here. A bit of an unfortunate run from there, but that's going to be something these competitors will have to keep in mind here. There's quite a few tricky corners here where you can get your lap time easily invalidated here. And in fact, we have car number 15 of Vossi still not able to get a valid lap time on the board here due to track limits. So time is going to be running out for our Tingan racing driver here to get at least a time on the board here.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of time. He's got 3 minutes, meaning he's got one more shot to do this if he wants to get a valid time on the board. And I'm a little surprised he's not had. He's normally gone pretty well. I guess a track like this is just something he's not particularly used to. I hope he does improve. And it looks like he's got yet another invalid lap. So I think after this one, that next lap will be his last shot as he heads down the hangar straight into turn 7 that of Stowe. Unfortunately, we aren't going to have anything to go by as far as gains go. He still has yet to set a time, but so far it looks like he's pretty good staying within the track limits. As I look through my times, we have Cohen with a half a second gain in the 404 as they head for... Oh, as I realize, unfortunately, I believe the livery has not loaded for me, or for us, but hopefully it'll get back eventually. Anyway, unfortunately, me bringing it up brought down the a bit of a commentator's curse. And unfortunately, no time gain, but hopefully that will change fairly soon.
Yes, indeed, and we are already seeing some of our drivers pull into the pits here when they realized they had no more time left on their track here. So that's going to be the times of Weiss and Juanvi currently locked in their place here. Weiss is still holding on to the pole position in the AM category and quite a substantial lead as well here. Weiss is able to get a 2:19.6, and the runner-up in the AM class is going to be Juanvi with a 2-minute 21.6. So it's a whopping 2-second gain between the first and second runner here, but we actually do see Swingley finally able to get a pip on 1V's time here just as we're talking about that. So it still might be an opportunity for somebody here to get the jump on Weiss here. Not quite able to get the top 10 time here, but what we can also see, there's another car here in a good improvement. That's going to be the car number 38 of Dipping Saucer, currently on a 6/10 improvement as we see them going around Luffield and towards Woodcote, over to get a couple more position up here. And that's going to be a very good gain here if we can just keep it together here for this final corner. Cut that corner deep, but not quite deep enough here to be an invalid lap time. And that's indeed going to be 2 positions up currently into P7, well within the contention to the top and run here, but it's still going to be Randomly has now pulled over to the pits here, so that's going to be his time locked in here. But we do see Wushel on their own flying lap here currently, about a 10th up on their time here so far, but looks like it's not going to be easy pickings for Randomly, because we do see Plasma as well on their own 4/10 improvement here, just a little bit ahead of Wushel here, hoping to challenge Randomly for a pole position.
Yeah, as we follow on board, as we follow Plasma along, he is heading down the long straight. Only a couple corners left as he heads down toward Brooklands and into Luffield. Oh, a little wide. Hopefully that won't affect him too much. Still a half a second gain, a little under half a second gain. He's only got one corner left, and it's going to be the easiest out of all of them. Unfortunately, he's got Cohen not too far up ahead, but I think it's not going to matter. This might do it. He's heading down to the straight, across the line. Yes, he is. 2:17.910 is going to be locked in for Plasma, giving him pole position.
Yes, and just on the 9 minutes of the track here, so well done from Plasma. We do also see Vossi is trying to do their own run here, but unfortunately they are not... They're still able to get a run here, but they seem to be quite far down on the delta here. But it's going to be interesting to see if they're finally able to get the last absolute possible chance to get their lap time here. So we're going to be watching them very much closely here, going down into the Wellington Straight and into Brooklands. See if they can just keep it tidy. That all you need to do is just get one valid lap here, and you're going to be going up many positions here. So pretty conservative here going up into Luffield, but that's all you need to do right now in this situation here. Just keep the car together here, just get around, and good exit going up into Woodcote, and that's going to be one of our last laps around the track here. But going around, let's see, that's going to be a 2-minute 19.8, so not the kind of lap that Vossi probably would have hoped for, but at least he has a lap here and get ready to challenge our top 10 runs here.
Yeah, he's not too far off the top 10. Unfortunately, he kind of wedged himself in between an AM sandwich of Weiss and Swingley. But hopefully that will not play too deeply during the race. And Now it's just a matter of the last cars going through as we follow follow the 19 of Katie. They're heading down into the Hamilton Straight.
Yeah, it is not the Hamilton Straight.
Oh yeah, you're right. I apologize. that is the final straight, and that is going to put them in P9 of 219.292.
Yeah, but we still have Plasma on another lap here. He was able to get just over the finish line before the time ran out here. So that's going to be another 6/10 up on their previous lap time. Yes, we see them going around the final corner here into Woodcote and towards the main straight here. And yeah, if it was not in doubt before, it certainly was not in doubt now. With Plasma able to get another 6/10 up on their previous lap time, that's going to be a dominant pole position here at 2:17.2 compared to Randomy's 2:17.9. Just asserting that he's the one on top. He's the top dog here around this track.
Yeah, I guess he just decided, you know what? I'm just gonna add even more salt to this wound and immediately set a time almost 6/10 better than the last. Good on Plasma for an amazing run, securing that pole position. And now he's just got open track. He doesn't have any. He really all he has to do is just have a good launch during race time, and I think this will be a nice easy cruise for him.
Yeah, it could be possible, but we're just gonna have to keep in mind that there could still be incidents happening in this track here, and Randomly and Wushu are not that slow either. They might have an opportunity to give a challenge to Plasma and give him a run for his money, at least for the first couple of corners here. And as we are now waiting for our competitors to get ready for their runs around here in Silverstone in race here. But looking down the order here, we did have Weiss indeed able to get the pole position in the AM class category here with a very substantial 1 second gap to the runner-up in the AM class here. So remember, we're going to be seeing Weiss having a bit of a lonely race compared to the other AM drivers here, but he's absolutely going to be having some pro and silver drivers to keep him company over there. And talking about silver, we also have Randomly able to get the pole position again. I do believe that's going to be the fifth pole position in a row now in the silver class here, just utterly dominating that class here. But it's certainly going to be interesting to see if the cars of Dipping Sauce, Wushu, or Newt might be able to get the better runs on them and get that pressure applied on the cat here and hopefully get the move on them in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. All he has, really at this point, all he has to do is just hope that nothing happens and he keeps the thing on track. I will as they line up on the grid. I will say, when Randomly did race in Amtrak, they did have a bit of a rough race. They unfortunately took Maggots and Beckett's a little bit too deep, well, way too deep, and unfortunately spun, but they also had an amazing race that day. So hopefully it will not be a repeat here, and maybe he'll get a little bit of redemption from the last time he was here.
Yes, it's going to be an interesting redemption job, hopefully, for our cat driver here. But now we have our cars ready on the grid here. So let's have a look on who's going to be starting here. So again, it's going to be Plasma with a very dominant pole position here, starting at the front of the road here, joined up alongside by a other resident pole sitter of Randomly here in number 2. Going further down here, we have the car number 69 of Wushul, another familiar sight here at the top of the grid here, starting in P3, joined up alongside by the car of Dipping Sauce, another very strong contender here in the M2 series here in row number 2. Starting up in P5, we have the car of Newt, another good run from them, joined up alongside by the pro driver of Saber Kitsune here. In P6, but going up further, we have another familiar side of Blade Wolf here, currently starting up in P7, joined up alongside by the car number 808 of MNU with a very peculiar viewer style livery here. Going up further down here, we have in P9 the car of Katie Timberfox here with a very striking blue and red livery car here, joined up alongside by the very familiar 88 car of F-Spirit here on P10. Going up into P11, we have the other Spirit car, the 80 of Spirit. I'm going to be very confused by these two cars here in very race conditions here, but joined up alongside, that's going to be room 366 car of, I do believe that was, yes, that was indeed Weiss here. But moving up alongside, we now have the car number 15 of Fossey here. A disappointing run for them, not able to get the car together and get the kind of lap time he hoped for. But this, hopefully he's going to be able to get some better runs here in the race here. Joining up alongside them in P number 14 is going to be the car number 46 of Swingley. Going up further down, we have the car number 10 of 1V with another pretty solid result here in the AM qualifying result here, starting up alongside Zephyr in P16. And now as we get towards the final spots of our grid, we have the missing texture coin card here. Despite the very dark track here, those bright purples and blacks is certainly going to be making him stand here. And finally on our P18 spot is going to be our very fresh Arizona T777 of Crest here, with finally our familiar side safety car page, keeping all of our cars in safe order here as we get ready for the start of the race.
Yep, engines have fired up. We're getting ready for the long lap to go as they set themselves up. It will be a fairly long lap, so give them plenty of time to heat up those tires and get those brakes nice and toasty for this race. I'd like to remind people that there is no tire blankets on these cars, meaning these tires are starting ice cold. And on a night track like this, probably the most important thing over anything is getting those tires up to temperature and up to pressure, because that's going to give you the best launch you can going out of the first turn.
Absolutely, and especially with how cold this track is, currently only at 16 degrees air in track temperature here. Keeping these tires in their optimum window is going to be a challenge for all of our competitors here. And with how long this track is, it's going to be giving them the best possible opportunity to just ride those brakes, heat up their tires, heat up their brakes, and get ready for the best possible launch here. Now we're waiting for the very, very long outlap here to get ready. And before the race here, do you think there's going to be an opportunity for Austin to make that shoot climb up the field here, maybe get up into the silver fight again?
I think so. I think if he gets lucky going out of Cops, he might be able to make a move before he gets into Maggots and Beckett's. And also, remember, these are probably some of these drivers, I think even Weiss, even with the practice, this will be their first race here at Silverstone. And as we've all learned, fighting in Maggots and Beckett's is a very dangerous thing to do. It would probably be for Weiss's benefit to maybe the smartest thing would be to just let Vossi by. Even though they did beat them in qualifying, I assume they know that they are in fact the faster car. So trying to keep them behind is almost a fool's errand at that point. You might as well just let them by. Fight your AM race. Don't worry about overall, because that's the one that's going to get you the championship at the end.
Exactly, indeed here. It's going to be interesting to see also how our very mixed up Pro and Silver Grid is going to be fighting with each other here in our top 10. We have Plasma in the pole position here, but we have Randomly and Dipping Sauce, our two silver drivers, joining up right behind them, ready to capitalize on any mistake that Plasma might be able to make here. And despite the silvers fighting for the silver category here, I'm pretty sure that having the glory of winning the overall category, despite being in silver, is going to be something, especially Randomly and Dipping Sauce will be absolutely trying their best for.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Those two are in prime position to get at best a podium, or at worst a podium, at best a win. If anything goes wrong, they will be able to capitalize it, but they will have to get by Plasma. And as we've seen so far in the previous races, that is a fairly tall task to handle.
Yes, he's certainly been able to get his elbows wide on every single track here, just keep the car here. But in Silverstone, there's going to be very, very good opportunities for everybody to just get the slipstream done here, get some moves around on the outsides, or perhaps into the club or into Brooklands and Luffield. And it's going to be all about if Plasma can get that early launcher and just escape away from the field there, because if he's able to get away from Randomly and Dipping Sauce, challenge him into Maggots and Beckett's, I can very much see him just escaping into the front here and just having a very easy cruise towards the finish here. Now we're waiting for a couple more corners here, going up into Brooklands, Luffield and Woodco. Now, so we now see our cars going side by side and ready for the start of the race.
Yep, here we go. We're down in the Brooklands and Luffield, and only 2 turns left, and we have our first night race of the season. Very exciting as they head down into Luffield. Only 1 more turn left, and then we'll be green. They are lined 2 by 2. Nice and easy. keeping the speed slow, but they're trying to keep their brakes nice and hot to keep the pressures good. Only a little bit more time together. It is a little bit of a wait into the final corner as we head down to the main straight. They're all looking at the lights. They're currently yellow. Any second now, they will turn green as they head to the line. Any minute now, they're anxiously waiting. Any second, they should be going, and it's green, green, green. Here we go.
Now, actually, we've seen Randomly with a really good jump going up into Beckett here, able to jump Plasma, going up into Cobb's corner and able to get the lead here with a really strong commanding here. There's going to be Plasma right in their bumper here, going up into Maggots, and Beckett just hoping to get that challenge going right at the start here, but he's not making it easy. Going up, a bit of a beat going up into Maggots, but thinking better of it with that really risky swinging left and right corner combos here, and able to hold on here. But Randomly with a good jump in that start here. Plasma caught with his pants down and able to losing the position to the cat ahead here, and now it's going to be a big task for Plasma to hopefully catch up and get past him again.
Yeah, it's going to be maybe a little bit of a test. Randomly has already proven they're very fast. They're heading down the hangar straight into Stowe. Randomly going a little bit wide, but it managed to keep it in, keeping their elbows out as we have a little bit of a battle behind them into Stowe. Right now, we're still keeping an eye on the fight here as we as we follow behind. They're fairly close together. There's a little bit of a battle going on in the midfield as we see Blade as we see them kind of even out. It's nice and easy. We have no incidents, so far so good.
Yes, they are able to get away nice and easy here going up on the first lap here, but we've seen a few jumps already in our ride here. We actually saw that was going to be the cars of Blade will be able to get a bit of a good run here, and MNU and Saber and Wussel all capitalizing quite well on those early downs as we see F-Spirit going up on the outside of Blade Wolf. They're hoping to get a better run going up down the Wellington straight here. Now it's going to be a drag race going up on this long straight here. F-Spirit hoping to get a slipstream going up into Brooklands here, but seems like Blade Wolf is able to hold on here strong so far. But F-Spirit is very eager with Katie coming up right behind them as well, just all eager and aching to just get these runs here. We see Katie having a bit of a peek going up into the inside into Lafayette here, now to just swing around the outside, hold all that light tight here, and F-Spirit now going side by side into Woodcote here, just hoping to hold on here with Blade Wolf right in front of this. That's going to be almost 3 wide going up into Cobbs here. They're just not giving each other any space at all here, just hoping to get the any ball possibility. That's going to be F-Spirit just still side by side with Katie going up now onto the turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, and turn 6 clumps of Maggots and Beckett's here, but Katie still not quite able to get that position. That's going to be the car of Vossi and Spirit now behind them. Now Spirit going wide into the off-track section into Maggots and Beckett's here and having to concede the position back here, but certainly a lot of racing happening already.
Yeah, and as we pointed out, Plasma is now back in the lead. They finally managed to get around Randomly again, and they are now cruising ahead. They've got a little bit of a gap so far, but now Randomly has got Wushel to deal with. They are now within a bumper, a half a car length, as they head down into Vale, and it's going to be any man's gain as we follow along. They are now heading down the Hamilton Straight. Looks like Randomly has now managed to pull away here as we have another fight going on with Juan V. It looks like he kind of took Vale a little bit wrong, hit the curves a little bit, and has now lost his position
Yes, we're going to be watching them on the replay here, what exactly happened. We see them going down. That's going to be the very long straight section here going up towards, I believe that's going to be turn 7 here, and that's still holding on strong here, but we see them going up very close into the rear bumper of Coney, hoping to have a bit of a move here, but I do believe that's going to be just one with a bit of a conservative braking going into turn 8 and towards Club here that gave Crest the opportunity to just go up on the inside and get up on position ahead. So well done from them. We also see Cohen and Zebra currently in their own fight as well here, fighting for currently in P15 and P16. With I do believe that was going to be Zebra able to get another move up into the AM driver here, but Cohen is not making that easy for him because Cohen's already having a bit of a peak going up into Brooklands, but Zebra is still holding on strong here, just trying to with a bit of a swing coming out. Ooh, a bit of an oversteer, upset car here from the car here, but holding on strong here. Now we see also in behind that's going to be another. I think there's something instant happening at the front because now Spirit has dropped down several positions down into P13. We're going to be having to have a look on the replay to see what exactly happened with them. Another bit of a delay on our replay here. Apologies for that, but we do see they were right behind F Spirit here, going up into Brooklands and Luffield here, but going side by side, the two Spirit cars just hoping, but it's going to be a bit of an oversteer spin from Spirit. Unfortunate from that, but able to catch it and now get back onto the fight here to hopefully get some more positions.
Yeah, that was very scary. One wrong move and they probably would have been in the wall. It was an amazing save by them. As we get back live, we're now following Wushel down in up in P3. As they are right on the tail of Randomy as they head down to Vale once more. The gap has actually not increased too much. Plasma still fairly running away with it, but he's not out of the woods yet. He's still only ahead by about...
As we see another spin coming up from F Spirit here, going up. I do believe that's going to be the final corner compass again here. Let's have a bit of a look here in the replay. No, that's actually going to be turn 7 going up side by side with a bit of contact between Katie and F Spirit, causing F Spirit to go wide and lose control going up into Vale and Club out. Unfortunate. That's not going to be something the stewards will be looking on favorably here for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely the right thing to do. Here in our rigs, if you tap somebody or get into somebody, the smartest thing to do is if you gained a position from it, give it back to them. So unfortunately it doesn't look like they did, so at this point it may not be looked very fondly by the stewards.
Absolutely, but we're still having a fight here at the top of the grid here between Wushel and Randaby, trying to have a bit of... Ooh, we see Randaby going wide into turn 6.
Really wide.
Now Wushel going up on the outside into Woodcote here, just holding on tightly with Dipping Sauce right behind them as well, hoping to capitalize on the Randaby mistake as well here. Now they're going a big move here. Now Dipping Sauce now going beside Randaby, going up into Cops, hoping to also have another launch going up into turn 1, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough for him to get a move here. Let's see, going side by side. Oh, there's been a big contact without Randaby sliding up, but able to hold on strong here, recovering very well there, but that's going to be 7 positions down from that unfortunate contact.
Yeah, and it looks like I don't know if dipping kind of shot off our screen there. I think they were able to save it, and I think they're behind. No, they were able to save it and get ahead. Actually, they're now up in 3rd, as they are not too far behind Wushel, but now they have to deal with Saber Kitsune, who has massively profited off that incident and is now in P4.
Yes, it's going to be Saber Kitsune now climbing up on the bumper of Dipping Sauce. You hope to also get some moves gone down here, but further down the grid here, we also see that's going to be the car of Vossi, now caught up to the rear of Katie Timberfox, going up into turn 7. Stowe here, hoping to get a better launch and maybe a bit of a peak here. With Katie going real wide on the exit of turn 7 here. Hopefully, probably invalidating their lap down here, but track limits is going to be something they'll have to be very mindful here. It's easy to get a drive through here if you push your car too hard here, but we see them still holding on strong here so far. Also, yeah, still holding on strong, but you're also seeing Saber Kitsune now still trying to catch up onto the rear of Dipping Sauce here. Nothing happened so far here, but ahead of the pack here, we have Plasma able to gain a 3-second gap already on everybody else here. So despite that early setback here, he's been able to just collect the lead how you want it here and now getting ready to escape into the front.
Yeah, and as we go back, it's Saber right out of the bumper, dipping. They almost tried to make a move going out of Village, but thought better of it. They are now heading down the Wellington Straight as Dipping had a little bit of a better launch hitting out of Arntree, but that was fairly close. It almost looked like Saber was going to maybe make the move, but unfortunately we're not able to fully collect it into a position gain, but they are now very close, and they're probably going to try again fairly soon. As we head back, it's going to be Zephyr and Juan V in a little bit of a skirmish here as they finish their run. So as Juan V goes really late into the brakes, almost collecting Zephyr, and now has gone a little bit wide, but no incident so far, as things have now started to pick up a little bit.
Yes, there's certainly a lot of fights happening up and down the grid here with almost all of our classes here in cars here, but so far everybody has been able to keep it mostly clean here, but hoping to maybe avoid some more incidents here. We also see MNU now caught up to the back of Randomy, hoping to also get another position gain on Randomy, who's not been having the best launch so far. Unfortunately caught up in a couple incidents here that lost them a couple positions, but we're going to be watching them closely now. We see MNU just hoping to use that slipstream going up to the hangar straight into Stowe and maybe have a bit of a peak here going up turn 7, but inch closer, not quite close enough for a move yet, but he's certainly making his presence known here towards the back of Randomy.
Yeah, and this fight is also, surprisingly, has also caused him to kind of catch up a little bit to the battle between Saber and Dipping Sauce. Slowly but surely they are catching up as they head down to Hamilton Straight. And I'd imagine things have now started to even out as we follow Saber and Dipping. Saber is right on the back as they head toward Village. They could make a move, maybe try to go for a late braking move on the inside. No, oh, maybe it'll be a little bit close. They're trying to maybe go for trying to make the move here. Yeah, they're going to try to, but Dipping was able to kind of cut it off just on the inside as Saber is just desperately trying to get past Dipping.
Yes, we see that with more Dipping Sauce and Saber Kitsune fight with each other, there's going to be Randomy and MNU right behind them, ready to pounce on these two competitors up ahead here. We get ready to get back onto the top 3 podium fight here, but we see the headlights of Randomy and MNU right behind the car of Saber Kitsune here, just eager to pounce on any kind of mistake that might happen between Dipping Sauce and Saber Kitsune. So that's going to be a very high stakes, high pressure situation for our 5-2-3 driver, as we do see another overtake happening between F-Spirit and Vossi going up into Luffield and Woodcote here. Vossi going very wide, almost collecting the grass here on the outside of turn 17 here, but still holding on strong here. Now with F-Spirit coming up behind them, hoping to get a capitalization on the poor exit from Vossi here, going up almost side by side into Cops here, but Vossi still able to hold on the lead here and get the move made here. And now it's going to be up to F-Spirit to hopefully get another move back on the Tickdown racing car.
Yeah, they got a little bit loose heading down into Woodcote, but they were not able to. F-Spirit almost capitalized it, but it was not able to, as they collect a little bit of dust heading down into Maggots and Beckett's, now heading toward Chapel. It looks like Vossi is now starting to pull away as he aims his car toward Katie, the next one in line, as they head down the hangar straight down into Stowe. Things have sort of evened out here as we head back to our little fight here with Saber. Saber has now kind of faded a little bit further back as we follow on board with Randomy, or right behind Randomy, I'm sorry, MNU, as things have now started to kind of even out. People are close, but there are no moves being made yet, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yes, we're going to be watching them close here, but we are still seeing a lot of cars close to each other here all around the track here. We are, of course, see now F-Spirit still trying to catch up onto the rear of Vossi again here, going up into Village and the loop here, but not quite able to get the pace he won here so far. Looking at our lap times so far here, everybody's been driving fairly equal times here. Everybody within the top 7, all within 2-minute 19s, with cars further down the field here going up into 2-minute 20s and 2-minute 21s as well here. But watching our delta so far, there could be a possibility for F-Spirit and Vossi able to catch up to the back of Newton Blade Wolf, who are currently not running quite as fast times as they would have hoped for so far, and falling down from the cars ahead. But we're going to be watching them closely here. We also see MNU and Randomy and Saber Kitsune having a bit of a spread between them as well here. Now it's going to be all about just keeping your car together, keeping your presence within the rear view mirror of the car head known, so you maybe force them into a mistake here and find the right opportunity to make an attack.
Yeah, as we see that a blade has gone a little bit wide, so that may have consequences later down the line. But unfortunately, they're heading into maggots and baggots. Its blade going a little bit off rhythm as he tries to make a move on Newt. Newt is just right there as we see a little bit more. I believe I saw a little bit more dust being kicked up in front of Newt, but I don't know who it was from. Newt managed to survive out of Chapel as they head down to Hangar Straight. Looks like a little bit close as we follow Randomy down through Stowe and into Vale. Again, just trying to recover what they have lost, and they are now right on the bumper of Sabre. Hopefully they were able to get their tires reheated, and now they're trying to make a push back into the podium.
Yes, indeed. We're watching also a bit of a fight coming up from Blade Wolf. I'm so catching up onto Newt here, hoping to also get another move here on the Silver Championship here. Newt again has been doing very decent here in the Silver Championship so far. If I have another look at my points here, Newt currently running P4 in the Silver Cup here with Blade Wolf down in P6. So we see a bit of an unhappy flash coming up from Blade Wolf here, going up into Village. I'm not sure what that was about here, but Blade Wolf is certainly driving the bolts of that car, hoping to get a bit of a move here going up. But as we see now, Katie also joining this fight here, coming up on the bumper of Blade Wolf here, hoping to also join this fight here, get back into the top 7 fight.
Yeah, as we follow Blade around, it's definitely fairly close as they head down the Hangar Straight, and now they're heading into, or I'm sorry, that was the Wellington Straight. As
ooh, that's going to be
see, somebody wide.
Actually, that was also the car of Newt going wide here, going up into Brooklands and Luffield here, now losing a position to Blade Wolf. That's going to be under attack from Katie Timber Fox as well, right behind them, and I think Newt was able to recover and hold on the position here from Katie, but quite an unfortunate mistake from the pro driver here, now losing the position to Blade Wolf.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't see it. All we saw was a car coming in from the grass. They must. The only thing I can think of is that maybe they broke late and went wide. But good on Katie for being able to save it and not losing too much. They did lose a spot, but that was it. Only one, not multiple. So, they'll take anything, I assume. As we see Katie going Newt going way wide. Katie making a move into maggots and buckets. It's not a wise move into Chapel. It is too wide down the Hangar Straight. Newt thinking better of it, Katie thinking better of it as they file back down, heading down into Stowe, right on the bumper of Newt. They almost had it. It was very close heading out of Chapel.
Yes, we now see Katie going right up on the exit of turn 7 as well, just really driving this car here wide, trying to get another move up on Newt to hit here, but still Newt still holding on strong here for now. But it's going to be a very stall order as we see a bit of dust again kicked up from the cars going right up on the limits of the track here, hoping to get every last bit of 10th here extracted from these cars here and hoping to get the move done here. But it seems like Newt is able to hold on here, but from that fighting between Katie, Blade Wolf has been able to get a massive lead already a 1.5 second gap onto Newt behind them, and that's going to be going even wider here as we see Katie now another bit of a peak here going up into Village, and Newt just trying their best to hold on, trying it with Katie getting up right up alongside Newt, now going up around the outside, but not quite enough space here to make a move going on here. But Katie's definitely driving hard to try to get the move up on the car ahead.
Yeah, and you can definitely see it because it's definitely putting the pressure on Newt. I noticed heading out of Orange Tree, they got a little loose as we catch back up to the move battle with Sabre and Dipping. Sabre is really wide trying to make a move as they head down toward the main straight. It is 2 by 2 as they head down the final corner. Dipping looks like they have the advantage heading on the inside. Sabre right there with him. It's gonna be a daring move into Cobbs. Who's gonna give in first? It looks like it's gonna be Sabre, not having the momentum as Dipping does as they head down to Maggots Beckets, and I think that's also going to give Randomy the advantage. Randomy's right now next to Sabre as they head down into Maggots and Beckets. Though Randomy decides better of it and is now filed back behind Sabre.
Yes, there's a very tight fight happening between the P4, P5, and P6 cars here, with Emily right behind them, also hoping to capitalize on all this fighting happening ahead here. But something we have not really talked about about much here currently is going to be the cars of Wushel and Plasma, both in a very gigantic gap of everybody else here so far, with Plasma 3 seconds up on Wushel and Wushel a whopping 5 seconds ahead on Dipping Sauce here. So they're both counting all of their blessings here with all of this fighting happening down the grid here, giving both of them a very easy run on this race.
Yeah, nice and easy cruise for Wushel and Plasma, and I think this fighting has definitely not helped them, but it's definitely, or has not helped our competitors behind Wushel and Plasma, but it's definitely helped them. It's now given them just a nice easy cruise for what I'd imagine would be the rest of the race should nothing else happen, as we follow Randomy on board as they head down toward Village. Little bit deep from Saber. They're bouncing around. They're going wide. That might be the advantage Randomy needs as he tries to make a move on the outside. Just not enough time as they head toward the loop. Turn 14. Is Saber gonna definitely trying to keep themselves wide so that way they can't give Randomy the advantage? But Randomy is pushing that car to the limit as they head down toward the Wellington Straight. And oh, that was a little bit close. That almost looked like Saber was going to go really, really wide there and give Randomy the position.
Yes, well done from Saber to be able to hold on that car. As we see a bit of a slide coming up from Randomy as well, trying to get the car hooked in towards the turn of Brooklands here. And I'm losing a bit of time here, not unfortunately able to get a position overtake on Saber Kitsune ahead here, but we can see all of these cars are really just getting right up on the edge of the track here, and a tiny bit too wide here, especially with the grass on the outside of Silverstone here. It can really easily just cause you a lot of time lost here, as we see now Saber Kitsune getting a bit of an unoptimal exit going up into turn 1 here, but we also see a yellow flag happening behind. That's good. We're gonna have to watch it later as we now see Saber and Randomy again getting close into Maggots and Beckets here. Randomy thinking better of it, just trying to get up alongside Saber anyway, but Maggots and Beckets not going to be placing, but that's something that's not bothered about that at all. It's going to be the car of MNU now caught up right up onto the rear of Randomy ahead here, just hoping to get a pounce on the car ahead here, but still keeping it tight and nice and tight here, and keeping the gaps here so far. But I do believe looking down the grid, we also see F-Spear now caught up to the rear of Vossi here, going up onto the hangar straight here. Ooh, it's going to be a deep defensive move coming up from Vossi here. We can't quite see from the replay here, but Vossi still holding it on strong here. F-Spear now trying to go up on the outside of turn 7. Ooh, it's going to be a close moment here between them, but holding on still here, but with another bit of a peak going up into the club section here, and still nothing so far here, but F-Spear is really hounding on the rear of that Tigam racing car here, but hold on from everybody here. But we also see at the front of the grid here, now we see Randomy now also up on the rear of Saber Kitsune again here, with Randomy having a lot of pace in their pocket here, but not able to use any of that with the large BMW and M2 ahead of them just blocking the way.
Yeah, and somebody who has been taking advantage of this little fight has been MNU. They are right on the bumper of Randomy as they are heading down toward the Wellington Straight. MNU is right on the right there waiting for the move. Randomy right on the bumper of Saber. They're heading down toward the Wellington Straight, or down to the end of the Wellington Straight into Brooklands. Is it going to be the move? It is going to be the move. Deep on the inside. Here they come. It's going to be Randomy with the move, but they're going to go wide. Saber may try to get them out on the outside. Is it going to work? I don't think it will. They are a little bit too far back. And unfortunately, Saber's going to have to concede vision because they go really, really wide. And that is move done. Awesome job on Randomy.
Yes, a very well deep dive bomb up onto the turn-breaking zone of Brooklands here. Now we see MNU. Oh, it's going to be almost contact between Randomy and Saber Kitsune. Saber Kitsune just going off into the edge of the track here and losing the position right away into MNU here. A very close moment for the two cars. So we need to see that on the onboard immediately. Let's have a bit of a quick look up on the bonnet cam here. We see them, Saber Kitsune getting that compromised exit going up from Woodcote here, and not now able to just hoping to get that move back up, going up on the main straight here. We're going to be watching them very closely here. Just using that slipstream on the car again, hoping to get a move here, but it's going to be a very late move. Oh, it's almost collecting the rear of the car ahead here, causing a major accident, but that was an inches away from a catastrophe.
That was terrifying. I can only imagine what Saber must have been thinking, seeing that happen. That was way too close.
Ooh, absolutely, but well done from everybody for able to keep it together here. But unfortunate from Saber so now losing 2 positions as we see them going up again. One going up into turn 8
Really
and turn
wide.
9, and those tires must be really dirty from those several off-track moments here. But somebody who has been able to gain massive advantage from this is going to be the car of Randomly, now up on the rear of Dipping Saws ahead here. Now really showing their form in racecraft here. Now just climbing his way up the field here, hoping to get more overtakes. So we are seeing a very new side from our previous pole runner here, able to just fight his way up the grid here, hoping to get back up into the top 3 positions.
Randomly has said that he's been wanting to prove that he can do this, and he is definitely doing it. He has made an insane recovery drive and is doing an amazing job. As we see, Blade is on the inside. Something happened. I don't know what. That is right on turn 14 on the loop. As we see the replay again, it looks like we might have just missed it. They went really, really wide. Something must have happened.
Yeah, I do believe they may have just missed their braking point going up into the village corner complex here, which caused them to lose several positions. Now all the way down into P10 here. He's going to be kicking himself wide over here because now there's going to be the car of F-Spear right behind them now. Also hoping to get a bit of a move coming up on into Lovefield and Woodcote, but F-Spear still not able to find the gap just enough to get the move down there. But you also see the car of Spirit behind F-Spirit, also in a very confusing sense here, hoping to both get over each other here and get up into the top then fight.
This is the terrifying part. As Spirit and Spirit fighting, we're gonna have to bear with us. We may mix them up. They are right against each other as they head toward Maggots and Beckett's. They are fairly close as we see F-Spirit doing his best to try to gain on Blade, but Spirit goes really wide going into Beckett's and has now had to cut the course, is now heading into Chapel, but they lost so much time from that.
Yeah, it's going to be really compromised to the exit here and just losing all the time they had gained onto F-Spirit so far here. But we see F-Spirit indeed now getting up onto the rear bumper of Blade, who hope to now have another move and make another overtake and get into the top 10. Finally, we see they getting really close to another spin. He's going to be heading to the wall right alongside F-Spirit. Oh, that's a really unfortunate crash from that. It's going to be... Oh no, he's moving still, but that was a really, really close moment. And let's have another look at on the replay to see what exactly happened. Watching back here, we can see them both just trying to hopefully have a good move here, but I do believe that's going to be F-Spirit caught out by the braking of Blade Wolf ahead here and just barely avoiding again contact and just unfortunately losing control and hitting the wall with a very, very hard bonk.
That was a very hard hit. It almost looks like the brakes might have locked up because he hit him so hard, and once they locked up, it was game over. There was nothing he could do. He was only a passenger, and unfortunately, it went straight into the wall. Good driving sense into saving it and into not collecting Blade, but that unfortunately looks like it's going to be probably race done for F-Spirit.
Yes, that car looks to be very much wounded and just squirming into every braking zone so far here. So it's going to be a race of recovery from the F-Spirit driver here so far. But somebody who's going to be thanking about that very, very much is going to be the car of Blade, who's now been able to pull a bit of a gap onto Spirit behind them and keeping that top 10 position here so far. But we are also seeing Katie now again caught up to the rear of Newt, who had a bit of a scuffle between them. But now the fight has started to relight again here as we see them going up on the main straight and hoping to have another move going up. But we also see something surprising. That's going to be the car of Wushul now catching up onto the rear of Plasma. Not quite sure what happened to them to lose that 3-second gap here so far, but it seems like Wushul's now getting ready to fight for an overall win here. Yeah,
we don't know what happened. Something must have happened with Plasma because that was a fairly large gap. But Wushul is going to be completely fine with it. They are right there fighting with Plasma. They're going to try to do their best to maybe make a move. It's going to be, but Plasma again is starting to pull away. But I don't know what happened. Maybe they've just been having a consistent race or something must have happened. I don't see any damage on Plasma, so maybe they just went on a wide on a turn or something.
I do believe they may have just gone wide on a turn here that caused them to lose all that time here, but we just got to be very much eager to hope for another mistake from the resident furry here to maybe get back onto the overall lead here. But we do see Katie still trying to get closer onto the rear bumper of Newt here. We also see Newt ahead, also caught up to the back of Saber soon as we see a bit of a wiggle coming up from Newt and just trying to keep the car in control here. We see a lot of issues with the rear tires on these cars. So everybody wiggling really wide here, going up on the exits of these turns here, and that's good. That's caused already several incidents so far here, and maybe we may see some more of them as well later down the race.
Definitely. I do notice that some people are not using traction control, and that's probably what's a big account for the wiggling, because they're trying to fight a car without traction control, which can be a bit of a pain, especially if it's a car that has, like as you see again, Nuke getting a little bit loose, heading down toward the Wellington Straight. It's definitely a lot harder to drive a car without traction control than with traction control.
Absolutely, indeed here, and every single wiggle that Newt has had so far, that's going to be giving more opportunities for Katie to get up closer here, force them to make more mistakes here, maybe just find that space on the track here to get the move here. We also see them, Newt going a bit wide, going up into Lockwood here, but another wiggle coming from the car here, but seeming to get a better exit than Katie behind her, just getting another 3-4 tenths on this one section of the track here, and getting up back onto the rear of Saber Tuna here, and hoping to get these moves done here. So a bit of time lost here from Katie, but there's still 50 minutes to go here, and anything can happen.
Definitely anything can happen, and one thing that I've noticed is that they are also gaining on Saber. This fight, normally you would think a fight would cause you to lose time. In this case, it's gaining. They are getting nice and close to Saber, and I think within a few laps time they might be able to try to maybe make a move on Saber.
Yes, indeed. We're also seeing at the back of the grid here, we have the car of Zephyr and Chris now getting up all close to each other here, hoping to get up into their own fight for, I do believe that's going to be P7 in the AM class race here, but looking so far, Zephyr has not been able to get quite close enough to Crest to get a move done here, but he's getting really close after you see Crest, a bit of a compromised exit going up into Brooklands, and then it's lovely here getting Zephyr the other next opportunity to just get closer and closer, still just hoping to get around the car ahead here, and hoping to get some moves done.
Yeah, and I do notice that this is going to be for their position, but they're going to have one heck of a time trying to catch up. I did notice that when the yellow flag that we discussed earlier came out, I did happen to look, and their gap had been fairly significant. So I'm beginning to wonder maybe that yellow flag was for them at some point. But as we see, Zephyr is finally able to make the move right before Maggots and Beckett's. You can see Crest going really off center as we follow Crest down into the main street, heading into Cobb's. Before Maggots and Beckett's, it's gonna be a little deep and then a lot wide, and that's gonna give Zephyr the opportunity, and they are gonna just say, nope, I'm not gonna fight this, you can have it, and they just fall right back in behind Zephyr into Maggots and Beckett's.
Yes, but Crest is absolutely still fighting hard to get that move back up onto Zephyr. They're now right alongside each other here, going up onto the braking zone of turn 8 here. Crest on the really wide outside line here, with Zephyr just defending hard on the inside, really compromised their exit here to hold up from the advance of the 777 car behind here. But running on stall here for now, but we're gonna have to come back to them later here, because we do see Katie now getting a bit closer into the car 272 of Newt ahead here, but still not quite up. But actually we are seeing Randomly and Dipping Sauce back into bumper to bumper fighting here, going up into Maggots and Beckett's here, just trying to get these moves done here, but Maggots and Beckett's a really risky area to try to be making some moves here, but it's going to be giving Randomly a really good exit going up into Hangar straight here, and just now hoping to get that slipstream done here. Now going up ready, making for a move here on the outside. Now Dipping Sauce on the inside here, covering the inside line here into Still corner here. Now going loose, hoping to avoid contact this time. Yeah, we remember they had a bit of contact here earlier in the race that caused Randy to lose several positions. Now we see Dipping Sauce a bit wide here going up on the exit of turn 7 here, capitalizing with a bit of a better exit here, but that's going to be something that will be maybe looked at by the stewards here with another warning here, but still holding on so far here. But we also see Newt in the background now losing the position to Katie Timberfox, and we're not quite sure what happened there, so let's have a look on the replay to see what exactly happened between them. Going up
Looks
on
like
going up on the hangar straight here. I do believe that's going to be just news, perhaps making it a bit too later than they should have here. We see them. Ooh, he's going real wide here, and yeah, it's going to be a really wide exit. That's giving Katie that move they needed to get up past the car.
Yeah, definitely went really wide, and Katie just was able to get a much better exit going out of Stowe, and they were able to get the position with little to no effort. So good on them.
Yes, absolutely, well done from them, but we are seeing Randaby still getting up closer and closer and closer every corner to Dipping Sauce ahead here, but Dipping Sauce is just putting that car in the absolute right positions to block out Randaby's advantage here as we see them going up onto the Brooklands and Luffield complex here, getting up ready for another lap around the track here. With 10 minutes to go here, there still could be anybody's opportunity to get top 3 here, and Dipping Sauce is absolutely fighting very, very hard to keep that position.
Incredibly hard. They're doing everything they can to keep that car ahead, and they've done a stupendous job at doing so. But the question now becomes, how long can he hold back Randomy? One mistake and it will be all over, as we see Randomy once again heading into Maggots and Beckett's, and looks like so far they have a really good rhythm. They are on Maggots, heading into Beckett's, and they gave so much time to get a little loose though, heading into Beckett's, probably having to brake a little bit as they head through Chapel down onto the hangar straight. Randomy still within a gap, but Dipping keeping to the inside line as we see Randomy try to maybe psych out Dipping Sauce, but no, the Dipping Sauce is wise to the move and stays within, keeping himself as wide as possible as they head to Vale.
Yeah, Dipping Sauce is doing very good job here to keeping up to the pressure here, as we do see Dipping a bit too late on those brakes here, compromising their exit and giving Randomly the opportunity to again get right up onto the rear of the car ahead here, now going up bumper to bumper into the Hamilton straight here, just trying for Randomly and hoping to find another opening here to again pressure Dipping Sauce ahead here and trying to find another spot to make an overtake here, but that does not seem to have manifested here so far. But Randomly absolutely is the car with a better pace here, as we see them going up into Village. Still not quite close enough here, as we see, ooh, a big bit of curb here from Dipping Sauce here, compromising their exit, now giving it again another opportunity for Randomly to get up closer, but still there's no spot on the track here to Randomly to get that move done here, but we see them now getting a very, very, very close into the Wellington straight here now. Randomly hoping to use that slipstream to his advantage here and get that moved up, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. Yeah, Dipping Sauce with a defensive line on the inside here, covering up that move here, and Randomly just keeping it conservative, keeping it calm here, and hoping to find another spot on the track here to get a move done.
Yeah, it's been all patience for Randomy trying to find a spot, but Dipping has been doing an amazing job keeping Randomy back. It's been an amazing fight, and it's definitely been close. It's going to be any man's game, as we see in the background MNU trying their best to catch up to this fight as we head down into Cobbs, heading toward Maggots and Beckett's, as Randomly looks like they are going to be pulling away a little, or pulling back a little bit as they head into Maggots. In and out. Let's see. He's done really well here and been able to gain a lot of time going to Beckett's, but they get a little loose. That may cost them as they head into Chapel. May have lost a little bit of time, but will they try to maybe gain it on the hangar straight?
Yeah, it seems like the Randomly was not able to get quite as good of an exit going up into Cobbs here. That caused a bit of a gap to form between the two cars here, but it's not over yet here. We see Randomly just again, keeping his head calm, just trying to get these, nail the apexes and nail the exits here, and hoping to find that spot again. Just keeping themselves aware, keeping them close to the bumper of Dipping Sauce ahead. You hope to find, as we see another close cut here from Carter, as we do see a bit of a yellow flag from F-Spirit again. That seems to be another spin from that. Let's see from the replay to if we can have a look on what exactly happened with them. We're going to be watching that. I do believe that's going to be them driving down the Wellington straight here, and not quite sure what happened with them. They're still going fine here, but still holding on strong, but going around into Brooklands and Lovefield. That's going to be still a bit of an oversteer and a snap on the car here, causing them to spin around here. F-Spirit unfortunately nursing a very wounded car here and just fighting to keep it in control.
Yeah, I think that the damage to that car is fairly substantial, and they're just not able to get the grip that they had, and it's just been costing them a lot of time.
Yes, but we are also seeing, again, another bit of a fight happening between Plasma and Wushul here. It seems like Wushul's been able to find a lot more time out of that M2 car, or it's going to be Plasma struggling a lot more with their tires here. That's enabled Wushul to get up onto the rear of Plasma here. They're not quite close enough to have a proper fight here, yeah, but Wushul is absolutely keeping up the pressure on Plasma, and hoping to find a move here. But going down the grid here, we also see M2 now caught up to the rear of Randomly here. Now going up close bumper to bumper into the main straight here, with Medu having not quite a look here onto Cops here, but hoping to get a much better exit here, going up into turn 1 and towards Maggots and Beckett's here. Still not within striking range quite yet here, but these three competitors are all really eager to find that last spot on the podium here and get the third place trophy.
Yeah, they're fighting as hard as they can. We can see M&U going a little bit deep as they head into Beckett's. Right now, Randomly right on the back of Dipping as they head into Chapel onto the hangar straight. Nice and tight. And Randomly is within drafting distance. Is he going to stick behind them, trying to make a move? No, they're going to go wide. I'm wondering if they're going to try to get Dipping to maybe try to make a move. No, they are staying on the outside line. They're just doing everything they can, but Dipping has just been doing everything right, keeping Randomly behind them.
Yes, we can see them still trying their best to find a spot around Dipping Sauce here to get a move down here, but Dipping Sauce has been planting their car in the exact right positions here to keep themselves healthy. And when each time Dipping Sauce and Randomly have their own fight, we see Emily right behind them, ready to pounce, ready to just get a move on both of these cars. So hopefully rocket past both to get into that P3 position here, but it's going to be all about how well these two cars can keep it together here, as we see them going close into Village here. Still a bit of a gap now forming between them, and holding it tight here, but nothing so far. But with only 4 minutes to go here, we might see some more desperation moves here from our competitors.
Yeah, definitely. I say we only have maybe about one or actually 2 or 3 laps left till the end of this race as they head down the Wellington Straight. It is now crunch time. It is now time to find a way to get past the guy in front of you and get those positions, because you are not going to have a lot of time left to do it.
Yes, actually, we do see Dipping Sauce again going a bit too wide into Brooklands here, compromising their exit and giving Randomly another shot to get a tiny top couple tenths closer here into the rear of Dipping Sauce. But again, he's just holding on strong here and gaining that gap back again here, going up onto the exit of Lovefield and Woodlands here. And gaps are again forming a bit between these three cars here, but all it takes is one mistake from any of them to throw this whole race wide open and giving somebody the opportunity to get up into the top 3 here. And also we're seeing back of the further down the grid here, we have Spirit and Blade Wolf in their own fight as well, about 5 tenths off each other here, and Spirit just hoping to get that final top 10 position here from Blade Wolf, and hoping to get up here. They did not have the best qualifying so far here, but they've been able to still get some quite good runs here, and keeping up onto the P11 here, but somebody who's been very much thankful about everything happens. So we actually do see Katie now get up onto the rear of Saber Kitsune, going up onto the hangar straight here now with a draft competition here. Get right alongside, hoping to find something here. It's not going to be quite enough here for a move here, but it's going to be Katie now up on the outside, going up into Stowe, trying to maybe hook it up on the inside. No, not quite, but Saber's right there, just aching to hold on that inside line here, with Katie just ready to pounce, but it's not going to be quite manifesting there yet, despite their best efforts here.
Yeah, there was definitely a touch. Saber goes wide. He goes really wide, deep into the corner. That's going to be a position gain for Katie, I think, unless they were able to save it. It definitely, yeah, it looks like they were able to get by Saber Kitsune. That was a bit of a scare for Saber. They went really deep into the grass and almost spun, but that was an amazing move.
Yes, very well done from Saber Kitsune to be able to hold on to their car and keep it ahead of Katie so far here. But we're still seeing Spirit getting even closer to the rear of Bladewolf ahead here. Bladewolf, another one who did not quite have the race they wanted here, losing 3 positions from the beginning of the race here so far, and hoping to not lose any more positions here as we have now the final minute of the run here coming up onto the front of the grid. We do see Plasma not going up over the finish line, so I do believe this is now going to be the final lap as we see them going around the track here with only 1 minute to go. And we're seeing everybody getting really close up on the pack here, and that's going to be the final opportunity for Wushu to hopefully gain another spot and get an overall win on the track here. But it's going to be all down to Plasma to keep their car control and not spin.
Yeah, we don't know what the the tires are for both of these drivers. It looks like Wushel has done an amazing job at keeping those tires. It is now right on the bumper of Plasma. It's going to take one mistake and it will be all Plasma. As we catch back up to the battle between Randomly Dipping and MNU, they are heading into Maggots and Beckett's as it is now down to this lap. Only one lap to go to finish this battle. It's going to be either bravery or settling in. We'll just have to wait and see. They are now down the hangar straight. This is probably going to be one of the last chances that Randomy is going to have to get into that position. Randomy I don't think is just going to be able to get them here, but they may try to get them later down either in Village or into the Hamilton Straight.
Yes, we're also seeing at the back of the grid here, that's going to be the car of Zephyr, F-Spirit, and Cressy also in their own fight here. F-Spirit now losing all the way down to the back of the grid here, now also in their own fight here, coming up right behind. That's going to be the cars of Wushu and Plasma also in their own fight, but you're also seeing Randomly getting up right up onto the bumper of Dipping Sauce here, now going up onto the Hamilton Straight here, going up down into Abian Farm, but still not finding that spot here. But it's going to be running really low, because that's going to be Wushu and Plasma now getting up onto the final couple corners here, hoping to get that done here. But we're going to be watching these very close here. We also see Katie getting really close up onto the rear of Saber Kitsune, having another bit of a look here, going up into Village. But again, it's going to be an upset car here with Newt coming up right alongside and getting that cut back here. And that's going to be watching alongside. It's going to be Plasma now on the final corner round into Lovefield, into Woodcourt here, with him holding on nice and strong here and able to get that win despite the pressure coming up from Wushel behind here. That's going to be Plasma now confirmed winning the race here in P1, with Wushel coming up right behind them in P2. Well done from both of these drivers here too, holding on strong here. But there's still going to be a fight between Randomly, MNU, and Dipping Sauce here, going up into Lovefield and Brooklyn here. It's not going to be quite manifesting enough for them to make a move. As we do see at the back of the grid, it's going to be Newt and Saber Kitsune now going up alongside them, bumper to bumper, going up onto the exit of Footlands and Coach here. It's going to be side by side, almost going up onto the exit, but it's not going to be enough here. Now it's going to be Saber Kitsune and Katie now going alongside. It's going to be on the last corner here. It's going to be another bit of...
Wait a minute.
Is he out of fuel? What's
happening? He out of fuel?
He's slow. He's lost several positions going up on the main street. He's going to be finishing P9. Right on the last corner of the race here. Oh my god, what an unfortunate upset from the car here. Oh my lord.
Oh my god. As we follow Weiss, who has had basically an almost uneventful race, he's just kept it on the track and is now going to win AM in this race. As we follow the last some of the last 3 cars as they head down into onto the Hamilton Straight. They are a fair ways back, but this little battle has now formed, and I don't know who's going to be as we follow Juan V now. They are heading down into Brooklands. I am still shocked to see what happened with Saber. It had to have been fuel. There's no other.
Yeah.
It had to have been fuel. There's no other way.
Yeah, we're also seeing F-Spirit still just desperately trying to find the last bit of space here on the track here, with time running out, the track space and time all getting really low here. We're trying to see them going down the Wellington Straight here. F-Spirit maybe trying for one last move here, hoping to get another overtake come here with Crest right up alongside here. Both of them going for a very defensive move, going up into Brooklands and into Lafayette here. F-Spirit just trying to nurse that wounded car, but it's not going to be enough there. It's just going to be too early on the brakes here, just losing all the time they had gained. That's going to be now Crest holding it strong here despite the pressure coming up from behind him. That's going to be Crest swinging around into Woodcote, with coming up in P16 with Zephyr coming right behind them in P17. And Spirit, unfortunately, with those unfortunate accidents at the early part of the race here, rounding out the grid in last.
Yeah. I did just check our Discord, and I can confirm it was fuel. Saber ran out of fuel on the last corner, and that unfortunately cost them all those spots. Oh, what a shame! That had to be heartbreaking for them.
A shock finish indeed, but well done from Plasma, able to get a very good win here so far. Not quite as straightforward as the previous races he had so far, with Wushu coming up right behind them, hoping to make a move up into P1, but not quite manifesting that. But we see both of them very happy with those runs here, making some celebratory donuts here on the main straight. So well done for both of them. And also congratulations to Dipping Sauce, also able to get the silver Cup win here, with a very well fought fight between both him and Randaby all the way up into the last dying minutes of the race here, with big congratulations to Weiss as well for getting the winner in the AM class here. A bit of a quiet race from them, but that's sometimes that's all you need sometimes. Just keep your head down, drive safe, drive consistent, and that's when you get the points.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was a phenomenal drive from Weiss. They just kept it consistent. They didn't really fight anything, and they just did their thing, and that's what got them the win in the end. And that, I think, will give them a massive boost in their championship run for this series.
Absolutely, indeed. And I do believe after that, another win from Plasma, that's going to be, I think that it could also be the championship now secure from him, able to do a very dominant streak in this entire race here. But we're gonna have to update you on that in the final round of the Simufur BMW M2 Sunday Series. That's going to be happening within a week. That's going to be in Indianapolis. So we hope we will see you all there then. We're also going to be having the next round of the GT4 series. That's going to be, if I do double check my memory here and also my list, that's going to be indeed in Paul Ricard. So hopefully we're going to be seeing you all there. But for now, we're going to be wishing you all a very pleasant night here. Thank you everybody for tuning in on a very exciting Silverstone race here, and we will see you all next time.